Good morning. It's a mouthful of taste. But my usual recommendation of hot buttered toast has gone by the board this morning because I got homemade marmalade on it, made by my good friend Janet Evans from Lewis. And if you can get some, get it. Absolutely delicious. It's on sale in the shops. She makes it simply for charity and to give for gifts to friends, etc., etc. So it's pretty rare. Anyway, the point really of me having my breakfast when I'm supposed to be ranting is because you won't see this on the BBC, and I doubt if you'll see it even on some of the programmes that are on display that purport to be people in the morning. I'm awful in the morning, and that's why I like to rant in the morning, because I wake up discombobulated and ready to have a go at anything in sight. Well, this morning I'm actually going to not do that because I'm in mourning. I fell asleep, not unusual, in front of the television on Saturday, I think it was. Yes, it would have been Saturday. Woke up at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning or whatever to find out that they were playing Notting Hill, the movie with Hugh Grant and Julia Roberts. It's a good knockabout, gentle boy meets girl from different parts of society, fall in love after trauma after trauma after trauma, get married and then live happily ever after. The critics panned it. Yeah, it's not a bit like that. And I suppose really that life isn't always like that. I have met and have numbered amongst friends where it has been like that, where two different types of people have met, have fallen in love and have married. But that's not the theme of what I want to say this morning. Whether you like Notting Hill, think it's soppy or whatever, and it is soppy, but it's nice soppy. It makes you want to think that everything is right with the world. But the outstanding feature is the dysfunctional nature of Hugh Grant's family and the introduction of Julia Roberts into it and how she reacts as a multi-million-dollar film star to what is supposedly real life. The fact is, dysfunctional families were real life, pre-pandemic. Okay, it's a bit harsh to say dysfunctional, but the peculiarity of the British, the nonsensical nature of many family makeup groups, the esoteric approach to a lot of things was what made us a different nation, a nation set apart from the rest of the world. I can remember some of the rather pompous critics and socio-analysts and so on and so forth saying, oh, well, we pride ourselves on being British, yet we don't know what British is. Well, I know what British is. And it's that we are dysfunctional, and yet we muddle through. Carry on, dear. Don't panic. We'll get there in the end. That's the national nature. And the sad thing is that the pandemic lockdown seems to have done away with it. And I am very, very sad. Because we are facing huge crises. Whether it be Russians at the door, or the cost of heating going up, or galloping inflation, you name it. And how have we handled this in the past? We have generally had people with that particular English nature who didn't despair and set about finding some unique solution. James Bond springs to mind if we're talking about the Russians. Although I interviewed the former head of GCHQ, our spy master as it were, a couple of months ago. He assured me that we are now going so much towards computers and crypto spying that the James Bonds of this world are beginning to disappear. But then, the other day, there was an interview with the head of MI5, who the counter a spy agency, if you like. In other words, the people who look at home, who said, look, we're dream walking into disaster if we think that we haven't been infiltrated, that there aren't spies all over the place, and that we need to act. Well, very interesting that the spy chief should say that, and he had no reason whatsoever. Spies are naturally reluctant to talk. He had no reason whatsoever to tell porky pies. So if we don't have our own James Bonds, God help us. We are, as a nation, vulnerable to internal attack as well as Russians on the border and external attack. And where's the innovative thinking? Well, it disappeared. It disappeared with lockdown. Dysfunctional family, the oddity, the esoteric Englishman has disappeared. And why do I say that? Well, all you've got to do is to see the reaction publicly to people like wokes who simply are so far up their own backsides that they don't understand what's around them. But also in the workplace, people are now reluctant to work. And those that are want to come in and start halfway up the ladder. I speak from experience. I had a number of younger people come to work with this television station. A failure to understand what the industry is about, or come to grips with it, or even allow themselves to try to grasp a new notion. It's just not there. And as a consequence, they become useless in the marketplace. What do we do about it? Well, we do what academic institutions have always done. Pat the student on the shoulder and tell him not to worry. Don't worry, it's not their fault. No. No. Where's the dysfunctionality? Well, primarily, I would suspect it's because everybody has to have a degree now. I rolled about in mirth when I read that the police forces now are talking about a degree for everybody from constable on up, if you want to be a copper. Oh, I suppose that's dysfunctional. I suppose that is English. Just hope that they don't see it through. But the fact of the matter is, we have got a very odd view of what the real world is about, and we have seemingly lost the ability to react to it. And that, in my view, contributes to the fact that we've got a dysfunctional government. The one place where we don't want things to be dysfunctional. We've got dysfunctional charities. We've got dysfunctional retail sector. I meant that to mean financial retail sector. We've got dysfunctional people in the NHS. And I'm not talking about doctors, I'm talking about the administrative side. We've got dysfunctionality where we shouldn't have it, and where we should have it is bright things. who, like the family in Notting Hill, wonderfully attractive, but totally dysfunctional. Yes, of course it's a movie. It's make-believe. And yet it reflected the sort of thing that I used to be proud I was part of, and just ain't there anymore. Sorry I'm not angry this morning. I did enjoy the movie. I have enjoyed it in the past. That makes me dysfunctional in the first place. But then, those people who know me know I am dysfunctional. Eating toast in the middle of a broadcast. Oh my dear, whoever would have thought it possible? Well, it is. And it is odd. And it is esoteric. But for God's sake, can we get back to Hugh Grant's family in Notting Hill and have a few more people who are not ordinary, who are free thinkers? Because somebody, somewhere, is going to have to be innovative enough to get us out of the multi-shit that we're in. And it ain't the people who just fill in forms, go home to mama, and don't even any longer go for a pint after work. Bit of a rant, or anti-rant, or under-rant, or dysfunctional rant if you like this morning. But surely that's what it's all about, isn't it? Isn't it? Talk about dysfunctionality. My forefinger has gone to sleep. And now it will not come back. There we are. Toodle-pip.